What is up, YouTube? Mitch here with the Squatch Northwest YouTube channel. Gonna be doing some recording here in the shop because you can see it's raining outside and we are at 94% humidity. So ain't nothing gonna catch fire outside right now. Unless I feel like shaving a bunch of sticks down, and that ain't happening today. So we're gonna do some fire starter stuff. Try to get right into it. I got my dad with me here today. You can probably see him in the corner of the frame right there. And we'll get started on some basic stuff first. Do the easiest first, because I just feel like it's fast and easy, and hopefully most people know some of this stuff. So this right here, just cut it off of a piece of mop head that we got from the dollar store. Is actually everything here is from the dollar store. We got quite a few batteries we're going to try out. Some matches, obviously. Got some cotton twine, some petroleum jelly. This is some octane treatment. I would not suggest pouring that in your vehicle. We'll see if it's flammable though. Obviously got some isopropyl alcohol, it's just rubbing alcohol. Got some Doritos, pretty cool trick with those. Got some cotton balls, which we'll put inside of the Vaseline, and various other things just to try it out, see how it works. So the first thing we'll do is kind of break up the fibers a little bit. These kind of come apart because they're all like braided together. Break these up just a tad so it'll catch spark a little bit. And I'll use the ferro rod for most of this stuff, and just see if I can get it to catch flame without having to use a lighter. Obviously a lighter is always going to be better than a ferro rod or any rubbing two sticks together or anything like that. So we'll do this. We'll do most of these materials without anything added to them first, just to see if they'll even catch flame, and then we'll add all kinds of stuff to them just to see what catches fire and what stays lit. So this is just the end of a mop head. So far it's not catching flame, which is no big deal. Might just have to get some of these fibers to come out a little more, see if it'll catch. If not, we have ways of making it catch. We'll get that out. That's fluffed up a little better there. See if I can get it. Well, it's definitely catching the spark. I saw it a couple times there, but she don't want to stay lit. Oop, wrong side. You don't want to stay lit, which is fine. I said we have ways of making it stay lit. So the other thing we can do is we'll take one strand off, we'll start pulling it apart so we can get these little tiny fibers, because this stuff should be extremely flammable. If it is actually cotton, could also not be cotton, could be lying to me. It is dollar store. I don't think they have to be 100% honest what they put in their products. So we'll pull some of these strands off, see if we can get this stuff lit. And then we'll try the lighter and see if maybe that'll work. See if it's just me or if it's the material. Let's try this first though. There it goes. Yeah, just good old cotton. Came off of a mop head. Definitely works. You just gotta pull the strands out to make it obviously light a little better. And they're all tight like that, they don't want to light. So that's good to know. Try some more stuff while we're at it. Throw that on the ground. Oh, it's a little warm. Try some of this cotton twine. This is also really good stuff. If it is cotton, it's really good stuff. Some cotton twine. Try and do the same thing. Let's take it apart. Get it all ruffled up. See if we can't get it to ignite. Ferro rod, make it a little bit more survival-esque. Not so doing this inside of a shop where it's dry and warm. That's actually not that warm in here, still pretty chilly in here. I don't have any heaters on or nothing. So let's see if this stuff catches. Bundle that up a little tighter. There we go. See if this one wants to match, or this one wants to light. Like I said before, this stuff is all from the dollar store, so should be easily accessible. Yeah, stuff lights pretty good. and it's all going to be really, really fast burning because it's just cotton. But we're going to add some stuff to it later to make it last a lot longer. We're just going to get the ones with 100% just the material first and just see how they go. So far everything's burning up, which is good. So it all works. And this is just me thinking of some stuff while I was at the dollar store and what would actually catch and what wouldn't catch. So far cotton obviously catches flame. This should be the easiest and most obvious one, is cotton balls. These are probably the best fire starter in my book. I love cotton balls until they get wet and then they're worthless. But I like cotton balls. Birch is really good, but I don't think we have birch where we live. Cotton balls, probably the easiest. Done that 100 times in my life, if not more. That one will definitely light mostly every time. And it stays lit pretty good, but wait until we start putting the petroleum jelly and the ice, the alcohols and stuff like that in it, and then it's awesome, awesome stuff. We're just gonna throw that outside because it's raining. Makes it easy to put out. And I got concrete floors, so I'm not really worried about this place going up in flames. Plus, I'm doing this all in a pizza pan that I also bought from the dollar store, so I don't burn nothing up. Really crazy. At least I hope I don't burn nothing up. So, for the other stuff, we'll try. We know cotton ignites. Everybody, at least most of you people know that. We're going to try some other stuff, igniters, here in a little bit. Oh wait, I have one more. I forgot about this. This is the one I was really curious of. So this one, thank you, Dad. This one is just yarn, but it is 100% acrylic. You guys see that in the camera. So I don't know if this stuff's going to go up. I don't even know what acrylic is. I don't think it's cotton. Feels like cotton, but I don't think it's cotton. But we're going to find out if it lights up. And if it don't, we'll light it with a lighter and see what happens. But first, got to try the ferro rod. Yeah, this stuff doesn't break up at all. This stuff sucks. That's good to know. There. At least it's, there we go. Now it's kind of coming apart. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Knife out of my way so I don't cut myself. Find my ferro rod and see what happens. So far, nothing. That's not a good sign. All right. See if it even lights. Don't stay lit. So it's like a plastic. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit of a light on it, but it's literally sizzling like a plastic. I'll get that close to the camera. It's literally sizzling and smoking black like plastic. Once you get it lit, though, it actually stays lit pretty good. That's kind of nice. But I wouldn't suggest that, because just to get it lit, I have to use a lighter. But once you get it lit, it'll stay lit like plastic, and they can even see it's even disintegrating like plastic. Yeah, I don't like that stuff very much, but give you guys a better idea how that looks. Just like burning plastic. Acrylic yarn. At least you know it burns. In case you ever needed that. Get that off my ferro rod. That stinks. Smells like burning plastic. All right. So we got the easy stuff out of the way. Couple of things I've always wanted to try just to do it is to take a battery, and I don't know you guys ever put one of those to your tongue. It's obviously, you connect them both to your tongue, it shocks you. So if you do the same with a piece of metal sticking off like that, touch them to complete the circuit, it should ignite. At least get hot enough to ignite. We'll find out. I don't know how that's going to work, to be honest, but one way to find out. So the first thing we're going to try is this extension cord. So just a cheap old dollar store. Like I said, everything from the dollar store. Not my snippers, though. My snippers aren't from the dollar store. I don't know, it already feels like it's got pretty thick. It's got really good wire in it. So one of the things we were definitely struggling with at the dollar store was finding something that had thick enough wire that would hold enough current to possibly ignite. And We also have a phone charger here that we're going to try as well. But I grabbed this one because it made more sense to me that it would hold more wattage. And just feeling the wires right now definitely feels that way. That it is going to hold more wattage for sure. But one way to really find out. And the shorter the better, I'm pretty sure. And it has less chance to travel and lose its energy. So we'll try it this length first, and that's too long, we'll go shorter. But it's called continuity. And we need to complete the circuit. Wow, that is strong stuff. Holy cow. Complete the circuit, and I'm going to leave this stuff on to protect my fingers. Should still work. Once we connect the two ends, it's either going to get hot where the plastic is. We'll find out. Or it won't do anything because of the protective coating on these things. Oh. One way to find out, that's for sure. These things are old. I need to get some new snippers, or just soak them in some PB Blaster or something. These have seen better days. Alright, so now we got our wires. We'll do that should be the easy one first, cotton ball, and just see how we can get it to, see if we can get it to spark even. That's gonna be fun if I lay this down, make it a little easier on me. See if I can't get anything to happen here. Should have made these a little bit longer, that'd have been a better idea. See if I can get any smoke or anything come out of them. Oh yeah, I can feel it. Alright, let's try it out. Well, I guess I gotta put this all the way back against here, I gotta push against it. See if I can get it to do anything. This I have never tried before. I've done it with steel wool, which is extremely easy, but never with copper like this. Oops. Yeah, this is more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I didn't try this beforehand. I should have. Make it a little easier on myself, but that's the fun of recording these videos. Get to do it and see what happens. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It's warm, I can feel it. Yeah, it's not going to work. It's definitely warm. That's crazy. Alright, plan B. Strip this guy out. Probably do this easier with a knife. For this being dollar store stuff, they sure put some really good protective on these wires. Proud of you, dollar store. I don't know if I can just rip out that damn thing. Probably won't work that way, huh? Oh yeah, it will. Right, now we'll do it the stupid way, the dangerous way. That's alright. It's me doing it, not you guys. Alright. So we'll do the same thing. We'll complete the connection to the positive and negative. And the center of this wire now is a part that's going to get hot. So I'm going to make a little thing on here, wrap it around. Hopefully it'll stay there. Okay. Keep you there. Now, without shocking myself, hopefully. Dang it. This is definitely more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I wonder if I could just leave it on there, just lay it on there and let it connect and watch it instead of having to hold on to it. That'd be so much better. That'll eventually just start to get warm. I don't know if I have it touching the other side yet. It's not getting warm yet. I don't think it's touching. It's not. I don't think that's going to work. Maybe it's copper? Hell, I don't know. Battery might be dead too. Oh, you bitch! It definitely works.
You just haven't been making contact.
Yup. Oh man. Yep, that works. All right, so you got to shove it in there. That definitely helps. All right, how do I do this without shocking the hell out of myself again?
Want that insulation back on?
Yeah, I definitely do. Holy cow. Try to use these like some chopsticks. See if I can get that on there to stay. Hopefully that'll stay in there and see if I can. I'm not touching that damn thing again. See if that'll do anything. I don't know if it'll get hot enough because of the copper. I don't know. Well, this is why we try stuff like this at home and not when I'm freezing, winter rain, shivering out in the woods. It's almost time for a new battery. So,
We'll try half the strands.
yeah. I don't think that's going to work. It's not even getting warm. And I'm not trying to get shocked again. That's alright. Move on to something else. I'll have to Google that one. First time ever trying that. See if I can't get something else to work someday. So, let's go on to some stuff I know works. Or actually, some stuff I don't know works. How about that? How about that? Look at that. So, some octane treatment. We're just going to pour some on this guy. And I'm going to grab a little safety cup. And I'm going to cut out of an old can. Alright. So now I got myself a little can. Take some of these cotton balls and dry up some of the old liquid that was in here. There's nothing interfering it. And then we'll take that and we're going to use some of this octane treatment, which says it's flammable, as you can see right there, flammable. And one of the ingredients is methanol, so that should be pretty flammable. Put that in there. We're going to put our cotton ball, soak some of it up, squeeze some of it out, and then I don't need all this stuff inside of this cup, so I'll pour it back into the little octane treatment stuff, which I'm not going to use on my car. Man, they got me pretty good on my thumb. It burns. I still feel it. So now that this thing is all soaked with that engine treatment stuff, gas treatment, octane booster for your race cars, pour that back inside of there. Move this aside. I'm probably going to use this a few times. Now we'll see if it'll light. See if this stuff is actually flammable, or it's just dollar store nonsense, one of the two. Yeah, extremely flammable. And you probably can't tell, but it's an alcohol flame, so it's probably really hard to see. Yeah, you definitely can see it in the frame, but it burns a lot cleaner than just the cotton ball itself. And as you can tell, I'll try to get this a little closer to the camera. As you can tell, it is slowly burning and actually working extremely well. So good job, dollar store. That's a huge, huge plus and positive for the dollar store right there. You leave that guy underneath a bunch of twigs, you're easily going to have a fire, and it is taking a long time to burn. So octane treatment from the dollar store, highly recommend. Highly recommend that as a fire starter, and even as a fire elongator for sure. So I'm gonna throw this outside. I'll sit here and watch it burn. It actually feels pretty good. It's warm, but throw this outside in the rain. It's all concrete out there. You got nothing to worry about. And get started on the next one, and then I'll probably change batteries out. So this is another fun one. Nail polish. And it says, caution, flammable. Usually a good sign, right? So we'll grab our trusty old... I'm probably not very good at painting, so I'm just going to pour it on there. I'm probably not... Get that everywhere, who cares? I just don't want to touch it with my fingers. I don't want to fingernail polish all over me. This wouldn't be my number one choice for fire starter, but hey, you might have it lying around or just hanging out in your purse or with your woman or whatever the situation is. You might just have nail polish laying around. Let's find out if it actually will burn and take flame. See if it is
Smells
flammable.
like it would.
Yeah, it's very strong. Oh, there's the little ball that you mix it with. So now we're gonna find out. I normally would break this up and all that fun stuff. I don't feel like getting nail polish all over my fingers. So we'll see if it'll ignite the way it is. There it goes. So we'll see how it burns. So far, extremely fast. It's probably because I don't have it all mixed in there and soaked up, and yeah, it's burning pretty good. So now you can see where the part that actually has the nail polish on it is burning extremely good, and you can see that it's not a clear flame, it's a much brighter flame. So obviously a different type of chemical they use than the octane booster, but that stays pretty well lit. I like that. That'll work. So I think, remember that old nail polish for out and about. You run into a problem and you got nail polish laying around, that'll work. I like that. It actually works pretty good. I'm surprised on that one. Except it's just messy, but I guess you're in a survival situation. I don't really care about mess. So that's where I'll stop this video currently and switch batteries out and get started on the next one. All right, after a quick battery change, we are back at it. So we are going to do, I don't have any more fun stuff, but everything else here I know lights up. So we'll just do stuff that you most likely have in your own house. And the first one, hand sanitizer. This one always was my favorite. You just take it, and I use the gel stuff just because it sticks so much easier and it doesn't evaporate as fast as the non-gel stuff. You just get it mixed in your cotton ball as much as you can, and then we'll light her up. And instantly, and as you can tell, probably can barely tell the flame because it is alcohol based. As you can see, it is definitely lit right there. But yeah, it's my favorite, hands down, is the hand sanitizer. Flame is not as hot as the other stuff, but it'll stay lit plenty long enough to be able to light your fire. That's for sure. So that one, hand sanitizer, like I said, is always one of my favorites. Always will be one of my favorites. And then we'll do a combo here in a little bit as to what I personally use in all of my survival kits. But as we've been talking, it's still lit. I mean, it is still a flame right there, and it stays lit for so long. But my favorite we'll do next, what I use in my survival kits, and you'll see why, just because of how long it'll burn. And I can either talk the whole time it's burning, or we'll do like half the burn time while we're talking, just so you guys can see just how long it actually stays lit. So we'll do that one next once I dispose of this. All right, we're back. So I'm going to do my favorite combo: petroleum jelly Mix that around. Pretty much just put it in the middle. It's the best way to do it. Easiest way to do it, so it's not all over your fingers. And then once you got that in the middle of the cotton ball, you take, not that, you take hand sanitizer, the gel stuff, and just right on top. It's a nice little pile. So now, when the hand sanitizer ignites, the petroleum jelly in the cotton ball will stay lit for a crazy amount of time. And the more that you work it in there, the more that the cotton ball is fluffed out. Like right now, I have it really compacted, and the more that it's puffed out a little bit with all that petroleum jelly worked in there, get it all over your fingers, the longer it'll actually stay lit. But as we'll sit here and talk about some of this fire starter stuff, I'll leave this lit so you can just see how long it stays lit. So like obviously we went over the fingernail polish, and that actually worked extremely well. I was surprised on this one, and I mean, I know that it's flammable and has the alcohols in it or whatever, but you know, who would have thought fingernail polish is pretty cool. One of these days I'll do this stupid battery trick and show you guys how I do that, and it obviously kind of worked. It shocked the heck out of myself. The octane booster, that one was pretty cool too. I didn't, now obviously it's for your fuel, so it's most likely flammable, but that actually worked extremely well, and it didn't just burn out right away, which I always like, because survival situations, you don't need a fast burn. We're going to be going over, you know, the old stinky spray. You got, most people have this stuff in their house, and something smells, you spray it, and it actually is a lot of flammable stuff in it, and I'll read those in a little bit when I get to that. Petroleum jelly. If anybody doesn't use this stuff in their survival kit, you definitely need to. One of my absolute favorites. The alcohol one, we'll get to this one in a little bit. It's a pretty cool trick, which we're going to do with this and this. This is also a really, really good trick of mine to actually cook something on. One of the ones we're going to do, and as you can see, it's still lit. Petroleum jelly is the greatest fire extender there is, without a doubt. The other one we're going to do is good old Doritos potato chips. So they're real chips. Definitely stale because they're from the dollar store, but real potato chips. And the mop head, not my favorite at all, but it'll work. It is cotton. You just got to do a little bit more work and the cotton balls to get it to actually light. The acrylic stuff wouldn't light with a ferro rod. It could have just been me, but acrylic stuff, definitely, once again, not my favorite. I wouldn't recommend this at all. This stuff is pretty cool, because you can take it, use it for a rope, and you can still light it on fire when you piece it apart. And you can even put little extenders on it like the petroleum jelly and all that stuff, and it'll even work even better. This stuff is pretty neat. Definitely recommend the old cotton twine. And then the best, without a doubt, at least in my mind, is the cotton balls. These things, I mean, as you're, like they say, proof is in the pudding. These things are just versatile as all heck. They are in every single first aid kit. They are just absolutely amazing. And we'll also do a little bit here of how you guys can do some family fun tricks on making your own little survival stuff with cotton balls and petroleum jelly, and how to put them in your survival kit without needing a ton of money. And you know, it's pretty cool. Just go down to your local dollar store and we could make our own little fire starting sticks. Like I said, I'll go over those in a little bit. So we've been talking now for a little bit, at least a couple of minutes, and that's still going strong. If you can't get a fire started in that amount of time, you probably shouldn't be out in the woods anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this. That easily would stay lit for another couple minutes, without a doubt. I mean, there's quite a bit of petroleum jelly in there, and that stuff is just, it's good to go. I'm going to toss this. Listen to that. You guys couldn't heard that sizzle in the background. Also, it is petroleum based, which means that it is waterproof. Let's take a look at this real quick. So it's on the wet ground currently. And as you can see, it's still lit. Petroleum jelly, I'm telling you, is the way to go. It is, to me, the best fire you can have to start a fire. The best material you can have to start a fire. So, all right. So what is next? We are gonna do this. Speaking of fire extenders, let's do Dorito. So I don't think it'll light with a ferro rod. I highly doubt it. We'll try it because why not? For science. But we have a lighter. Yeah, that's not gonna light. But it's all right. We got matches. Why not? Still, you can't beat a lighter. All these tricks don't mean nothing unless you can light them. So a lighter, always going to be your best friend in the woods, no matter what. No cool fire starters needed when you just have a dang lighter. So now we'll light this potato chip, Doritos chip, and we'll just see how long it takes for this to burn out. This is a great survival hack. And just for having some food in your pocket. The other one that works really good is pretty much any corn chip. But corn chips have a very high amount of vegetable oil in them. It's how they use to cook them. Doesn't smell the best. Right away it smells kind of good, but after a while it starts burning, it stinks. They have a lot of vegetable oil in them, and they will literally just stay lit like this, like you would a cotton ball, until you can get your fire going. So as you can see, it's been about a minute already, and we've only got a quarter of the chip burned. Not even a quarter yet. Tip it upside down, it would burn a lot faster because the flame's going to go towards my finger. But that'll stay lit, get your fire going. We'll go on, you can actually see, if I can get close enough to the thing, you can see it's sweating. And those are all those oils that are in that chip. And that's what's burning. I'll toss this outside because I don't want to eat that. I don't like cooked potato chips. Gross. So the next one, so the one that you can cook on but is the most dangerous without a doubt, is straight alcohol. And why is it dangerous? Well, I'll show you. I'll explain it and show you. So you pour it in to your little container, your little survival stove thing, and whatever you have. That's a container cup. Normally you'd have a flatter surface so you can put a pot or something on it. You fill a little bit of it up. I'll use a very tiny amount so I don't have to deal with it afterwards. And then you take your match. I guess I have a lighter. You take this, make sure I'm in the frame here. You take this and you light it. See if she wants to ignite. It might not ignite because this one has not 100% alcohol. It actually has a little bit of water in it. This one might not ignite.
Not enough air.
That too. So what we'll do is we'll fill it up a little bit more. It's just a dollar store thing of alcohol, so the more air can get into it. So fill it up to about there. See if that helps. If not, it's all right. You'll just have to take my word for it. This definitely works. I'll turn it around this way so the shorter part of the can is facing the camera. Yeah, it's not gonna work. That's all right. Oh.
You need a wick.
Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty cool trick when you got the right materials. You can pretty much light it. Stick my hand over it just to be 100% sure. You can light it and cook stuff on top of it. The problem is that it's dangerous because you can't really see the flame that's on these things. Oh, it lit there for a second. And there it goes. We are lit now, so that match created its own wick inside of the can, which is allowing it to stay ignited. Because I'm guessing because it's not 100% alcohol and there's other things inside of it, it's actually really easy to see the flame in this one. So I actually would suggest this over 100% alcohol or spirits, because this is 70% rubbing alcohol and whatever else is in it. You can clearly see the flame, which would make this more safe. When you burn this stuff and it's 100% alcohol, the flame is practically clear. Just like, you know, from one of those racing movies, which I won't name. He catches himself on fire and runs around and acts like he's, you know, and on fire, but you can't really tell because it's a clear flame. The movie's a funny movie, so it didn't actually happen. But yeah, you can see clearly that it is lit the alcohol's in there. You put your little thing on top of there so you can cook on it, boil your water, whatever you need to do. And it's, you know, it's decently warm flame. It's not that hot at all, actually. It's kind of weird. But it'll at least boil your water. Probably take 20 minutes to boil your water, depending on your elevation. But that'll definitely boil water, that's for sure. It's weird that it's not hot. It's really strange. So I'm going to take this outside and make sure I dispose of it safely. That's the weirdest thing ever. It wasn't hot. That's strange. Wonder why. I don't know what else is in that rubbing alcohol, but it's not hot at all. That's the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. Huh. The can is cold. That's so weird. Alright, so now what we'll do is a fun trick that you can do with your family at any time, and it doesn't involve a whole lot at all. So take a straw, cotton ball, petroleum jelly, and your hand sanitizer, and probably some gloves, unless you really don't care about getting petroleum jelly all over your fingers. Not my favorite thing in the world. And then, to get it to go down into the straw, got ourselves a little skewer. All from the dollar store. None of this stuff is from anywhere other than the dollar store. So you take your cotton ball. I'm not going to use a whole lot because I don't feel like getting this stuff all over my fingers. Rub your petroleum jelly all over your cotton ball. Get it all mixed up in there. You take your hand sanitizer. Get it all mixed up in there. Rake it up. Mix it in there good. And then take a little bit. And you get it down in your straw. The best way to do it is to roll it and pinch it. And it'll just go right down in there. Really, really simple. And you just keep doing that. Get a little bit, roll it, pinch it, shove it inside the straw. And you just keep doing that over and over, and you spin it like that, it goes down there really easy. So you just do that over and over and over again, and you take your stick, shove that down there a little bit so you at least have a little bit of room at the end. I'll show you why that's important here in a second. Get the stuff out of your work area. Still got a little bit, so we'll use that later. But you find out where it stopped at,